Vegan side effect. Your liver adores you, your lungs thank you, your whatever all love you.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Supreme Master Qinghai joyfully present the Shining World Compassion Award to Dr. Jeanette Rowley, plus $10,000 for the Vegan Society as a humble token of helping your work. With all love and high salute for your noble efforts for animal rights. May you and all your colleagues enjoy continued success and constant protection by heaven. Dr. Jeanette Rowley, Vegan, Human Rights or Animal Rights, Part 2 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
Bine ați venit means welcome in Romanian, one of the official languages in Gagauzia. I'm Valeria. The friendly people of Gagauzia send you our affection and wish you all to be blessed with happiness and peace. Welcome to part 2 of Dr. Jeanette Rowley, Vegan, Human Rights or Animal Rights. In order for a compassionate society to exist, Dr. Rowley emphasizes the importance of using protective rights as a means to evoke a deeper level of compassion that extends to animals as well.
We need to think about rights as being protective rights for those who suffer. We live in a community, we're born into a community, and we should include animals in an extended community. We should have a system of ethical justice that includes animals in our community. And we should see rights as protection from arbitrary oppression and to emancipate suffering. And I think that's the starting point. And from there, we can abolish the idea that animals can be owned as property or labelled as resources. And, these steps need to be taken, and then other things can follow, such as words we use to describe animals as vermin or livestock. This kind of language is oppressive language, and it conditions young people into accepting them. But I think we have to start with the idea that protective rights are for everyone who suffers, animal or human, and that there should be no resource status or property ownership of other animals. Protective rights are about emancipating from suffering. And on that ground, other animals are equal beneficiaries.
In India, the state of Uttarakhand became the first state government in the world to issue a complete ban on slaughterhouses. On the possibility of a similar ban to take place in the UK, Dr. Rowley envisions that it is possible.
Yes, I'm eternally optimistic and I have faith, and I would like to think that animals one day won't be regarded as property and slaughterhouses could be abolished. It's important that we legislate to the effect that animals are no longer property.
Unfortunately, we have yet to see world leaders in other countries take similar actions to protect the rights of humans and animals. Dr. Rowley suggests that this can be seen as a violation of the very rights that they are sworn to uphold.
Absolutely. There's a violation of animal rights and human rights there, and particularly in the international human right to food. I spoke about the right to food very early on in the conferences of the IVRA, but more recently, one of our friends, Joe Wills at Leicester University, has contributed a chapter to our forthcoming publication on vegan freedom of conscience around the world. And in this chapter, Joe explains very clearly that state subsidies for animal agribusiness significantly contributes to the underperformance of the human right to food, because the elements of the human right to food, those being the right to adequate food, sustainability of food, accessibility of food, and so on, can't be achieved with the way food is produced at the moment. I think in Europe and America combined, the state subsidies equal around $60 billion per year. And Joe makes a very clear case for subsidising 100% plant-based vegan food production to give effect to the human right to food. So very definitely there's a violation of animal rights and human rights there.
Under the promise of protective rights, The world-renowned spiritual leader, our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, has a stern message for the world leaders whose lack of action within their governments toward the injustice perpetuated towards animals, the climate, and humans continue to exacerbate the current global crisis rather than resolve it.
If the planet has trouble, if all people or any people are killed because of the climate change, the government leaders, I say, are guilty because they have the power to stop it, to change it. I hope they rethink about that so they don't have to go down to hell and answer to the king of hell or the Maya waiting for them, Satan waiting for them. Like we attract like. No need to say that I'm threatening anybody. You are in power, you're in privilege, you are well paid, you're getting rich by the taxpayers of your country. You should do what you must do in order to rescue your people. And if you don't, then you're guilty of murdering humans, not just animals. I'm telling you the truth like that.
On June 26, 2020, Supreme Master Ching Hai called for the world to wake up and be vegan, while explaining the heavy karmic burden placed upon those who choose not to.
If you say it's your choice to eat what you want, then I tell you this. Remember, every time you put any piece of animal's flesh or blood or bones or whatever, intestines or whatever that yucky things from animal in your mouth, you must remember many are dying for it or dead because of that. The animals are suffering torturous death because of that. Most of animal product in your mouth. Many people die because of infectious disease and other disease related to animal product, which you promote or advocate or support or condone. So remember, you are responsible for all these deaths. So think about it. Apart from that, every time you put a piece of animal stuff in your mouth, you destroy a part of the planet. You destroy the future of our next children generation. So you will be responsible for all that, even if no one to blame you or no one to accuse you. Your conscience will.
Dr. Rowley thought Master's message was very powerful and brought up the assistance offered by the Vegan Society to help those who wish to join the vegan family and to facilitate them to start their vegan journey.
My feeling about the message is that it's very forceful and direct, and I think it will encourage people to face up to what they're participating in. I would say to non-vegans that the Vegan Society and the vegan community welcomes you. There is a way to see the truth, and it may be difficult, but when you do, you open your eyes and your hearts. We're waiting to share that journey with you and help you stand with animals for your own health, physical and psychological and well-being.
Apart from creating vegan awareness through social media or advertising, Dr. Rowley encourages us to recognize a more subtle form of animal exploitation taking place under the radar and to make a stand for veganism there as well, for a transformative change in all aspects of society.
We can campaign for lots of other things. For example, resources in schools. I hear from vegans whose children go to school, and the first thing they start learning about is animal exploitation through songs, through storybooks. They're given, a reading book to take home. Their first reading book will be something that's revolving around animal exploitation. For example, pictures of cows being milked and the statement that cows don't mind because it doesn't hurt, this kind of thing. So I think we've got a lot of changes to campaign for, and I would encourage all vegans to be confident. Being compassionate is one of humanity's most basic characteristics, and there's no shame in standing up to live with compassion and, forcing law to change for us to be able to live with our convictions in all aspects of our life on a daily basis. Yes, it's important to help the younger generation to have access to veganism and transitioning vegans to sustain that, the transitioning process, and for everyone to have the opportunity to adopt veganism as a normal lifestyle choice.
In line with the logic that human rights are animal rights, there is a greater understanding now that the planet as a whole also needs to be considered. This understanding has been called Earth jurisprudence, which means that humans are in fact only one part of a great community made up of other beings whose individual welfare, including that of humans, are dependent on the welfare of the planet as well. Dr. Rowley concurs and shares with us her vision of the future of our world.
Change is coming around the world. We see more respect for veganism, more respect for animals, more respect for the environment. You know, there's this kind of Earth jurisprudence emerging where the environment matters more, ecological issues matter more. And, you know, there's a younger generation that's very motivated with these issues. So I think that we're on the verge of great change, and it's much needed. My vision is for a world community that is implements a more ethical system of justice and stands against oppression and exploitation, and a community where we all care about others and feel this innate sense of beauty for each other that we were born with. We were born in community. We're not isolated atoms with individual rights. You know, the duty is for the suffering of the other, and we need to manifest.
We are very thankful to Dr. Jeanette Rowley for sharing her in-depth knowledge of the legislation of human rights and animal rights, and for all her efforts to bring justice to all beings on this planet. May she and the Vegan Society continue to achieve great success in all their campaigns and endeavors. Supreme Master Ching Hai joyfully present the Shining World Compassion Award to Dr. Jeanette Rowley, plus $10,000 for the Vegan Society as a humble token of helping your work, with all love and high salute for your noble efforts for animal rights. May you and all your colleagues enjoy continued success and constant protection by heaven. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for His compassion and love toward His precious children. To learn more about Dr. Jeanette Rowley, please visit vegansociety.com/Jeanette-Rowley. Wise viewers, thank you for being with us for today's program. Coming up next is Whatever We Want, We Will Have It, Part 6 of 12, and Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May God's immense love ignite the compassion in your hearts and lead you to embrace the wholesome vegan way of living.
Vegan side effect. God wants you bad.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VE.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में। कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule और suprememastertv.com/VE।